The new Action 4 News, now in HD. And now, Storm Tracker 4 with meteorologist Brett Crandall.
Looks like many of us will see another round of wet weather tonight. Stormy night is what's in the forecast for your early Sunday morning. Between midnight and noon, we could see 1 to 3 inches of rain across the Rio Grande Valley. Some areas, some isolated areas could see even more than that. And that's why the flash flood watch has been issued for the entire Rio Grande Valley. We've just had so much rain the past few weeks. The soil is already saturated, so that water can quickly run off and cause some trouble. And we're going to continue to see the wet weather in the forecast for the remainder of the holiday weekend into Monday and even into Tuesday, expecting some wild weather here in the Rio Grande Valley for your forecast. Now, the biggest threat is going to be flooding. We're talking about heavy rains, but we still expect to see quite a bit of lightning with some of these thunderstorm cells, and you can't rule out the possibility of strong winds and hail as well. Again, Sunday between midnight and 8 a.m. And again, that flash flood watch in effect starting tonight at midnight and lasting through noon on Sunday, and that goes for the entire Rio Grande Valley from the coast all the way up through Zapata County for your Sunday morning. Now, we got this low pressure area in the west, and that's what's really helping to drive these storms across Texas, really bringing that energy. See the development of these storms in the mountains of Mexico, and then they trail on to the east here into South Texas. So we're going to continue to see that same pattern for the next couple of days, and that's what's really helped fuel these storms closer to San Antonio, moving on in. And we can see just to the west of us in the mountains of Mexico, those thunderstorms building. And as they trek to the east over the coming hours, that's going to bring us the heavy rains here in the valley. So a severe weather issue effect for much of West Texas, have a much greater chance. But we're still in those marginal areas in that light green there for tonight into tomorrow. And then tomorrow you can see much better chance. And then we're talking in the morning hours, especially for tomorrow here in the Rio Grande Valley and across much of central and east Texas. So it is going to be a bit stormy the next couple of days. Futurecast shows us that. Starting Saturday at 11 o'clock, you can see that line of showers pushing through the valley after midnight and see some spots of some heavier shower activity, and that continues to push east through those morning hours along the coast by mid-morning, but by noon we see things begin to taper off. We could see some showers once again pop up in the afternoon hours, but it looks like the best chance is going to be tomorrow morning. Then taking a bit of a break until Monday afternoon, we could see a flare-up again of some shower activity and thunderstorms Monday into Monday night. Again, things calming down by midnight into Monday, early Tuesday morning. So the next couple of days, a very good chance for some thunderstorm activity. Things still in the works for Tuesday and Wednesday, but not nearly as wet as what we're dealing with this weekend. And then it looks like we'll take a little bit of a break for a few days by the end of the week. So for tomorrow, stormy morning temperatures starting in the mid to upper 70s, making their way still to the 90s with some afternoon sunshine once these storms begin to break apart. If you're heading out to the beach, though, do keep in mind there is a moderate to high rip tide risk. So you're going to want to be careful in those waters. Quite a bit of wind tomorrow as well if you're going to be heading out to the coast. 19-mile-per-hour winds out of the south, so that's going to create a little bit of a chop out on the bay there. So a very kind of wild weather-wise the next couple of days for this Memorial Day weekend. I'm sorry it's not going to be the nice barbecue weather we all want for Memorial Day, but it looks like the end of the week is a little more pleasant, a little less of a risk for some severe weather. If you have any questions or you have any concerns, if you have any great pictures, if we see that severe weather come in, I'll update you on our social media pages on Twitter at BrettKGBT or Facebook, Brett Crandall Action 4 News.
At least you're bringing the news ahead of time before it does come in and people don't prepare. I think that's the biggest thing. People need to prepare.
Especially if you're in those flood-prone areas, you're going to want to make sure you're prepared.